Good afternoon. We have light rain and snow showers moving through the area with very strong winds. 48 are high in Sioux Falls, 44 in Aberdeen, 39 in Pierre, and 41 in Rapid City. The rain and snow will come to an end tonight. The strong winds stick around. 30 are low in Sioux Falls, 25 Aberdeen, 26 in Pierre, and 24 in Rapid City. Tomorrow is going to be slightly cooler and we'll stay in those cooler temperatures through the weekend. We'll take a look coming up as we begin midday in KELOLAND.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, midday in KELOLAND.
From Pierre to Madison, thousands of people across KELOLAND are paying their respects to fallen Chief Deputy Sheriff Ken Prorock. Plus,
the U.S. Supreme Court hears a case that could impact former President Trump's 2024 campaign. I'm Natalie Brandt with the unprecedented arguments on whether he can be kept off the ballot.
good afternoon and thanks for having us in. Law enforcement officers from as far away as New York are in South Dakota today to pay their respects to one of their own. Chief Deputy Sheriff Ken Prorock was hit and killed on Friday night. Today, flags all across South Dakota are flying at half staff as he's laid to rest. His funeral will get underway in 1 hour at the Dakota State Fieldhouse in Madison. As many as 2,000 people are expected to attend. The Dakota Prairie Playhouse will be used for overflow. Following the service, a motorcade procession will take him to the Prairie Queen Cemetery in Nunda. You can also find this map on our website, KELOLAND.com. Today, the South Dakota Senate will observe a moment of silence to honor Chief Deputy Prorock. Senator Casey Crabtree knew him personally. Today, in a news conference, Crabtree said he coached together with Prorock and described him as a friend.
My heart breaks for that family and his colleagues, and I think that is true for all of our colleagues here in the legislature, certainly our first responders and my community. So.
The Senate also has a commemoration honoring the life of Prorock. Today, we'll have a team of reporters covering the funeral. Tonight on KELOLAND News, we'll hear from law enforcement officers who traveled from across the country to attend. We'll also talk with people lying in the streets to pay their respects. Plus, we'll take you inside the field house for today's funeral. We have new information on yesterday's fiery crash in Lincoln County. Troopers say a 39-year-old Brandon man was driving a pickup when he left the road, struck the guardrail, and went airborne, crashing into an overpass pillar. The driver died in the crash. His name has not yet been released. There was no one else inside the car. The Highway Patrol is investigating. And whether we have snow taking place, there's also some rain falling. Depends on where you find yourself this midday. Megan?
That is right, Dan, and even some fog as we head around the region. Right now in Huron, we have some thicker clouds, 35 degrees, and that strong west wind at about 18 miles an hour. There was some snowflakes flying just a little bit ago. As we head over to Watertown, some fog this afternoon, 34 degrees, west winds at 18. Here is a look at our visibility. It is slowly improving in the Watertown area, up to about 2 miles now, 5 in Moatbridge and in Ortonville, and about 9 in Aberdeen and in Sioux Falls. We have 37 right now in Yankton, 35 in Brookings, 37 in Sisseton, 34 in Moatbridge, 36 in Phillip, and 28 degrees in Custer. All of these temperatures are at or well above normal. And we have a very strong west to northwest wind right now at 15 to 30 miles an hour, with some of those wind gusts reaching 35, even 40. We have thick cloud cover around the region, and under those clouds, a few light rain and or snow showers as we head throughout the afternoon, and those will continue as we head through the rest of this afternoon and into this evening. So for today, that's strong north to west wind, 48 the high in Sioux Falls, 44 in Aberdeen, 39 in Pierre, and 41 in Rapid City, with the on and off chances for light rain and or snow showers. And strong winds continue overnight, but the rain and snow comes to an end. Mostly cloudy skies, 30 are low in Sioux Falls, 25 Aberdeen, 26 in Pierre, and 24 in Rapid City. Tomorrow is going to be slightly cooler. We'll keep our temperature still above normal. 39 in Sioux Falls with less wind, 35 in Aberdeen, 37 in Pierre. That strong wind continues in Rapid City with a high near 39. And our temperatures are going to stay in that range as we head into the weekend. 38 on Saturday in Sioux Falls, 35 in Aberdeen, 38 in Pierre, and 34 in Rapid City. Our 7-day forecast does feature that cool down Friday into Saturday, but a slight warm up through the first half of next week with mostly dry skies. We'll take a look at those in just a little bit.
Thank you, Megan. Great Bear Ski Valley in Sioux Falls is temporarily closing for skiing, snowboarding, and tubing. This is partially due to recent warm weather and rain. With lower temps in the forecast later next week, officials at Great Bear hope to begin making more snow overnight and reopen as soon as the weather permits. Indoors, the Sioux Falls Stampede are set to make their annual transformation into the Fighting Wiener Dogs. The hockey team is hosting its 17th Wiener Dog Night on Saturday. In addition to the name change, the game will feature a Wiener Dog parade, races, and jersey and nameplate auctions, with proceeds benefiting Dakota Dachshund Rescue.
Stampede has been amazing, helping us fundraise over the years for the medical needs of the dogs. All the dogs that come in have pre-surgical blood work, heartworm testing, rabies, distemper, bordetella, neuter, dental, anything else they need.
Sioux Falls hosts Sioux City on Saturday. The Wiener Dog Parade is scheduled for 5:45. The game starts at 6:15, while the races will happen during the first and second intermissions. To national developments. It's a high-stakes legal fight before the nation's highest court that could have sweeping implications for the 2024 presidential race. Today, the Supreme Court is hearing arguments about whether former President Donald Trump is ineligible for a second term in office because of his conduct surrounding the January 6th Capitol assault. Natalie Brand reports from the Supreme Court.
Demonstrators gathered outside the Supreme Court Thursday as the 9 justices heard arguments about whether former President Trump should be kept off the 2024 ballot.
Does President Trump have any kind of due process right here?
The question before the high court stems from a Colorado lawsuit which argues Trump is ineligible for a second term because of his conduct surrounding January 6th. Pointing to a constitutional amendment passed after the Civil War to prevent former office holders who engaged in insurrection from regaining power. The Colorado Supreme Court agreed and ordered Trump be excluded from the state's presidential primary ballot.
By engaging in insurrection against the Constitution, President Trump disqualified himself from public office.
Trump's attorneys question whether the provision applies to someone who is president and dispute he engaged in an insurrection.
Colorado Supreme Court's decision is wrong and should be reversed for numerous independent reasons.
Legal analysts describe this as uncharted territory. The Supreme Court has never before ruled on a case like this involving the insurrection clause.
The Supreme Court doesn't want to weigh in on such controversial issues that are subject of, civil and criminal cases at this point.
If Trump loses, it could be a death blow to his presidential campaign. Similar challenges have been filed in at least 35 states. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
The former president is not attending today's arguments. Political watchers are hoping for a speedy ruling. The Super Tuesday presidential primary contests are less than a month away.